Alright guys, so here's what we're doing today. I'm going to try to make a quick little air cleaner with these and this for the Ford Super Duty. You know, it's got the two pipes coming out of the intake. We're going to modify this like so and just put pipes in, and I may have to weld something to come down and join that idle air control valve. But we got to get this cut up with the plasma first, and then we'll figure out how we're going to attach these. There's a little filling in on this side. ain't the prettiest in the world, but I think it's going to do what it's supposed to do. I should have cut that off, but I'll just put that on the bottom side. And then that big filter will go right on here. These will go onto the intake, and boom, done. The only thing I do need to do, I need to put a hole in it with a pipe for the idle air control valve. So let's get that done. First I'm going to go cool this off. There we go. Alright, now I still got to take out the original air filter and air box. It's in and it's functional. It actually has a little more pep now. We ain't trying to suck through that real restrictive thing. The next thing I've got to work on is when I put this belt on new, I had it off a rib and it just chewed the outer rib off. And of course now it squeals when it's cold. You can see. So I went today and ordered a belt, and while it was running, testing the air cleaner, I noticed this pulley's all jabberjawing around, and I seen the funny wear marks on it. So my dumb butt, instead of ordering just a pulley, I ordered the whole tensioner, and it was like $60-something, and it better dang well come with the pulley because I didn't even ask. If it don't, they can have that sucker back and send me a pulley, or I'll just go ahead and put the tensioner on there and put the pulley on. But I got the belt. They had it in stock, but obviously I'm not putting it on until that's fixed, because if that lets go, there goes a brand new belt. I'd rather have it destroy this old belt. And I'll throw that behind the seat for an emergency. It may get me home if I need it. So anyhow, a custom made intake. It'll look better once this is out of here and it's actually sitting down with some type of cradle to hold it. I still gotta get a different battery on that thing. Oh, the main reason why I started working on this truck today was because of the high idle. I've been driving this truck for months, and ever since I first got it running, this thing's idled like 1100 RPM, and you could hear a massive vacuum leak. And I've just hosed this engine down with carburetor cleaner and everything you can think of, and it never picked up. And I'm like, I was to the point where it's like, it's gonna catch fire and burn the truck to the ground. So I quit. But you could hear it, and it's hard to pinpoint where it was at. And I assumed, since I had this whole little whatever top hat assembly off, the throttle body off, I assumed it was that gasket around there. It has a square base gasket, the upper intake gasket, kind of like a 4-barrel gasket. And there's only 4 little 10mm bolts that hold that assembly on. When I took it off, it was a little crispy and really thin, and I should have put some kind of sealant on it when I put it back, and I didn't. And I thought, well, that's what it is. So of course I had to order that gasket. Nobody keeps that in stock. Gasket come in this morning. I went and got it, started tearing everything down. I thought, while I'm replacing that, I'll build my air cleaner assembly, which I did. While I had that off, on the back of the intake, there's a little manifold like that one that had 2 vacuum lines coming out pointing to the cab and 1 pointing to the driver's side. It come up at a 90. I never noticed when I put all this stuff on and new vacuum lines, the one on the top was still good, so I didn't replace it. There was a line directly below it that didn't have a cap on it, a hose, or nothing, so that was my intake leak. I put a cap on it, put everything back together, and it idled. In fact, it idled way too low. It was idling like 400 RPM and was staying running. You couldn't even hear the engine, but you could come out and see the pulleys moving, because I had bent that little throttle piece that sets against it for your idle. Back when I couldn't get it to idle down, I bent that completely away, thinking maybe it'll go up a little further, and it never did. It still idled 1200 RPM. So since now I have the vacuum leak fixed, it's idling 400 to 500 RPM. So I had to come out here and kind of tweak on it. I had to bend it up a little, go check the RPM. Bend it up a little, check the RPM. And finally, I think right now it's sitting at 700, 750 RPM. So it's right where it needs to be. I am so happy I got the thing idling now properly. So, I got that done. Got the air cleaner built and installed. I need to work on the AC. I need to get a compressor. I need to clean up the evap coil and everything. I got it in the shop. Get all new O-rings. I need to flush the system out, recharge it, and get AC working in this, because I'm going to need it here in about another couple of weeks probably. I could actually use it now, but when I first got the truck running, I did bypass, because I knew it was low on Freon, I bypassed the low pressure switch and the compressor kicked on, and I could turn it on and off inside with the controls. So the system will work. I've just got to get it cleaned up, flushed out, vacuumed down, recharged, replace whatever parts it needs, and I should have nice ice cold air conditioning. And then the only other thing I won't have is cruise control. But as much as I pull trailers and stuff, I am not worried about cruise control, because even in my red Chevy, when I was pulling loads and stuff and on the road, even long trips, I rarely use cruise control. So it's just a lot better safety wise for me not to have to mess with it. So that's going to be it for the day, guys. I've actually got a lot done. We're expecting rain for about 4 days, and I got to move this out. I need to drag that lift over because I got to put 2 front axles in my uncle's Polaris. Then I need to get all these pieces cut off of this, where all I have left is this bottom, a Delrin plastic or whatever that is, because I'm going to use that bottom piece in my Polaris. I'm going to take I've already got the bottom of the back seat out, and I'm going to take the back of the back seat out. I'm going to mount this where I can somewhat permanently mount my kids' 2 car seats in it, because right now you have to ratchet strap them in and it's just a big pain and it looks like crap. This way, with the seat back out, I can move the car seats further back. Car seats will literally bolt onto this, and this will bolt onto the Polaris, and then we ain't got to worry about anything. We can go riding, because I've got it all fixed up now, and finally, after several thousands of dollars on bushings, bearings, axles, shocks, belt, I don't know what else. I've replaced a lot of stuff. Luckily, it wasn't too bad, because it's a Polaris and they made so many of them that the parts are actually pretty reasonable. It's just the fact of me having to do all that. I don't like that. So, with that being said, guys, thanks for watching the video. I'm glad you stuck around to the end. If you haven't already, go subscribe, like and comment, and I hope to see y'all in the next one. Later.